Hey, my name is Mike, and I'm the creator of SweatSesh and an iOS developer. I had someone current or recently ask me how to get a specific keyboard to show up if you have a text field, and so that's what we're going to work on today. As you can see on my screen, I have a project. We're going to start with just selecting app, and let's just name this bank and hit next. Create. And right away, we're going to be given just the basic project. And we're going to run that, make sure everything's running just fine.
Okay, and everything looks just fine. Let's get the iPhone 11 Max on here.
And let's make the code much bigger. Okay, so right away, we're going to need a text field. So let's just do a couple things first and get everything started up. So we're going to need a VStack. And then we're going to put a spacer to throw this up front. We're going to just add a font. I just want a caption because I want it to be very small. Right underneath this, we're going to add another text, and we're going to add account placeholder. We're going to make that a very large title. And under the spacer, we are going to add an H stack. Okay, so right away, we're going to need a binding string for this text field, and we're also going to need a bank account, um, integer or double, to display. So let's just add those right now. State var, let's just say withdrawal, and we'll have it as a string at state var amount, and we're actually going to equal this to a stimulus check, which is, I think it was 1200 is what they were at. Why not? We're going to do 1200 if this ever actually happens in the US again. So right away, what we can do is we can actually change our account placeholder to the stimulus amount. So we're going to do that right now. And it was amount. Huh. I wonder why that isn't. There it is. Amount. And then we're going to need to put a specifier so that it rounds to the second decimal. So CIF. Wonder why it's not coming up. There it is. We're just gonna type it out. To specify that it was a double. Okay, so we have bank account right here. We have our 1200. And so now we're going to add an image with a system name. So what we're going to do is actually bring this image, this SF symbol into our program. And so I'm going to just bring it from my working copy.
So I don't have to type everything again. Make it go a little bit faster. And we're also going to bring the button that I have, since that's not the point of this tutorial. That will save us some time. Okay. So I will explain it though really quickly. We're gonna add a
spacer underneath this just to bring everything to the middle. Okay. What we're doing with the image is we're actually adding a system image, and then we're going to fill it with the green color, and we're going to have it as a font title just to make it a little bit bigger. And then our button action is, we'll work on that, but the button itself is just a Z stack with a rounded rectangle that's green, and then it has just enter. So there's the button. What we're going to do in between the button and the image is we're actually going to add our text field. And this is the point of the tutorial, is to come and see how we can deal with this. So right here, we're just going to enter enter with had it card. Okay, so enter withdrawal, and then we're actually going to call our withdrawal variable right here. And build this, make sure it's working. And we're good. Okay, so another thing we're going to do is we're actually going to add a style to it. We're already, TextField style, we're already using a rounded type of style with the button, so I want to continue with that. And then I want to add some padding just to make it a little bit bigger. And resume so we can see the changes. Okay. And we're actually going to, we're just gonna, right here, we're actually going to add some padding as well. So we get some padding for everything. There we go. And cool. So what we would do right here is we would actually specify the keyboard. So keyboard type. We could do default, but for this purpose, we're actually going to do a decimal pad. There are a number of keyboards that you can have. I want a decimal pad. And so right there, we're going to have the action. we're going to call the amount minus equal to double, and that is where we will call the self dot withdrawal, and then we're going to reset the withdrawal amount. So this should work. So instead of force and wrapping, if there was even a withdrawal amount to begin with, we're going to do it as an optional. And if there isn't anything, then it's just going to be 0, 0. So let's run this so I can show you. Okay, here we go. I will make the iPhone a little bit bigger so you can see everything. So we have our bank account. We have what is in our bank account. Uncle Sam gave us another stimulus check. And we need to buy some groceries. So it's going to be $250 for some groceries. 257 or 250.57. Okay. We're going to press enter. And now we only have 949.43 in our bank account. All of a sudden rent's due and rent's 1450. Boom. Stimulus check didn't actually go very far. We now are a negative of $500. But I just realized that I haven't been showing you the keyboard. I've just been doing what you call it. So let's call the keyboard now. Okay. We also need to pay our car. So the average car bill, let's say, is just $450. So now we're really stressed out now. Plus, you still have, let's say, your utilities come out to $458 for all your utilities. I mean, now you're still in the hole for quite a bit of money. So there, we can work on getting the keyboard to remove to go away when we click enter. That would be another tutorial for another time. Right now, this is just a tutorial to show you how you can pull up any keyboard. We can go and change that keyboard amount or keyboard type. So we can actually let's do the Twitter keyboard, and let's run it again. And so it'll actually pull up the Twitter keyboard with the @ symbol and the hashtags and everything. I don't know. So you can choose whatever keyboard you want through that way. If you have any questions, this was a really quick tutorial, probably longer than it should have been actually. But comment below, share, like, all that helps me out. So thanks, guys.